call this meeting to order. This is the regular meeting of the Buckeye Board of Education in October 11th, 2016. It is now 7:11 p.m. You join me, roll call first.
Barco.
Here.
Siselic. Here. Dumpelin. Here. Manson. Stahl.
Here. Now, would you join me in the pledge of allegiance, please? Flag is behind you and up high. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. There is time for public participation during the meeting as indicated in the agenda. Approval of minutes. Resolved that the Buckeye Board of Education approve the minutes of special and regular meetings of September 13th and September 20th, 2016. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Manson.
Yes.
Dumpelin.
Yes.
Siselic.
Yes.
Stahl.
Yes.
Barco.
Abstain. Recommendation statement. The following recommendations have been identified for approval as part of the consent agenda for this meeting. If the board member wishes to remove any items from this agenda for further discussion prior to taking action, please let the superintendent and board president know. Approval of the consent agenda. Resolved that the Buckeye Board of Education approve the consent agenda of October 11th, 2016 as presented with an addition.
In addition, number 13B, which will be to change the board meeting date for November to November 8th at 7 o'clock.
We have a motion, Mr. Stahl.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Stahl.
Yes.
Siselic.
Yes.
Dumpelin.
Yes.
Manson.
Yes.
Barco.
Yes. And Treasurer's financial report.
I'm asking the board to approve the internal budgets, amended certificates, and the appropriations that are on file in the office that are submitted to the county auditor.
We have a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion.
The one thing that I did want to bring out, don't usually do it, but food service for the month of September had receipts of $34,000. I wanted 35, so I'm trying to push them a little bit harder, which is excellent. That's what I'm doing. So, just wanted to know that.
Any questions?
Now's not, we're at the beginning of the year, the beginning of the fiscal year, so when it gets closer, I think we have a very good chance of, if she keeps the months like she has, give me 35,000.
It would be interesting to see once we get to the more training again. I think we're going to use some more expensive cameras and features. We want to be proud of that.
First we have all right. No other questions? When are the next month we're going to have the projections out there? directly.
Is it this one? It is on this one. It's the last time that it would be perfect.
Well, I know, it's perfect, isn't it?
Well, that's coming up next year, company appropriations.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Savage?
Yes.
Manson? Councilman?
Yes.
Stahl?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Next, I'm asking the board to approve the permanent appropriations for the fiscal year 16-17. And they've been attached to the board members as appendix A.
Is there a motion to approve the permanent appropriations?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Discussion. Anything? Anything else?
Now, the permanent appropriations only include the general fund and the emergency, which is 160.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Stahl?
Yes.
Councilman?
Yes.
Mrs. Savage?
Yes.
Manson? Parker?
Yes.
Next is the 5-year forecast. I'm asking the board to approve the 5-year forecast. That I will present. The 5-year forecast includes only revenue for emergency levy in the general fund. The 5-year forecast doesn't include the sales tax dollars, the bond fund, permanent improvements, as well as any student activities, athletics, cafeteria, or grants. Again, this financial is a projection. With the knowledge that we know right now. The emergency levy was passed in 2013. In this projection, you will see that it drops off a half a year in fiscal year 2018. It'll completely drop off in fiscal year 2019. I don't have anything in this projection that models a new or replacement of this emergency levy that we have on the ballot in November. The state revenue is based on the latest state budget figures, which is flatlined for our district. The projections eliminate the state tangible personal property. We do have a slight increase on open enrollment based on our EMIS documents. And there's no increase for casino dollars. It's based on historical. In the projections, fiscal year 2017 is our current. And what I put up there is the figures that are in the red are when we start losing our emergency levy. And the line items that it affects. It'll affect our real estate taxes, our tangible personal property, which is utility, personal property, and then our homestead and rollback, which is the 4th item. So you will see our revenue this year going from 20 million down to 15 million in 2021 without the passage of this levy. The state basic aid, unrestricted state aid, I have flatlined across the 5 years because I don't know what the state's going to do. The next slide is going to be on the expenditure side. I have the projected in this are the expenditures for the negotiated agreements that are from 2014 to 2017 for certified, 2015 to 18 for classified. I have insurance projected at a 3% and a 2.5% for 18 and beyond. I've also put in there the increased negotiated employee contribution as well as the spousal language. I've included any additional programs in staffing that are known as of this date. And supplies and purchase services are slightly higher than last year. In the salary increases, I have that for past 2018 and beyond, I only have step increases. I have nothing in there for an increase. The retirement or the employees benefit and insurance benefits, I have a slight increase in that, and then the purchase services and supplies. The line that I feel, when you have a levy cycle, you put money into the savings the first 2 or 3, 4 years of a levy cycle, and then you start spending. In 2018, we will be, for the first time, spending more than we're taking in. In the projection, it shows a deficit in 2020 without the passage of this. I have no assumptions in the passage of this levy cycle, again, and the district will be spending more than it's taking in 2018 for the first time since the passage of this levy.
We have a motion. I'd like to make a motion to accept the 5-year forecast.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. Of course, we're going to pass this levy, but if it were not passed, then really in the fall of 19, the end of that year, so I can say the beginning of the year, is when we start to fall off. Of course, if for some reason we don't pass the levy, we have to start looking at that sooner than later.
I do not have anything in this projections for the new pipeline that's been talked about. Because I have no documentation that it's going to go through, so there's nothing in here for that.
The publicity for the pipeline says that if it goes through, we may get a sizable amount of money. But of course, that's their publicity.
And the other piece is, they put it in now, it's 2 years before we get the money, so you're still fine.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Savage?
Yes.
Stahl?
Yes.
Dunkelman?
Yes.
Mattson? Barco?
Yes. Financial Advisory Committee meeting, next meeting is October 17th, 2016 at 6:30 in the Board of Education Conference Room. Do you have anything else to add?
Documents will be sent out. I've just gotten them. I'm waiting to see if I get something from the auditors. Email them again today to make sure. When they left here 2 weeks ago, they said they were on for the 17th. I'm a little nervous, but we'll still have it. Have another 2 weeks. So I will be sending it out.
What's the post audit?
The post audit, and then we have 2 other items.
It's the auditor's meeting, so the other board members want to be able to that.
They should be invited.
Okay. Public participation. Public is invited to speak to any of the agenda items and other school topics at this time. Comments should be limited to 3 minutes. Direct questions will not be answered by the Board of Education members at this time. However, answers will be given at a later date as appropriate. Does anyone like to speak tonight? Yes. Please give your name.
My name is Marie Maxwell, and I'm actually here representing the high school soccer boosters. Every year, we participate at the air show. We work in a couple of booths, and it's our major fundraiser for our teams. And this year, we were very, very fortunate to meet a gentleman who was one of the original Tuskegee Airmen, Lieutenant Richardson. He came up to purchase food, asked what we were doing. I explained that it's a fundraiser, we earn a percentage of all profits, and then proceeded to tell him that his money was stolen, that it's such an honor to meet him, shake his hand, and to know somebody standing in front of you had such a profound impact on World War II and how everything is handled. And for him to stand there at 92 years old, just as sharp could be, and regale us with some of his tales for about 10-15 minutes was truly an honor. And I think the players who were there were just dumbfounded that here's this gentleman telling about training and being one of the first African-American pilots, and to have that honor bestowed on him. And for me, being a history major, it was just like, it was cute. I mean, I was in awe to meet him. It was really, truly an honor. And a couple hours later, his handler came back and said that he was so touched that we gave up part of our profits for him because we wanted to thank him for his service, that he presented us with a poster of himself. This is his service picture, and it's also signed by all of the original Tuskegee Airmen. So he was so touched that we did it that we, as the club, went ahead and had it framed, had it plaqued, and we are presenting it to the school, and I hope Mr. Garish will take it back with him just so you can see it, so it can be hung in the school. It was just truly an absolute honor for all of us to stand there and talk to him. And you know, he joked and he said it's probably the first time in his 92 years he's ever let a pretty white girl buy him dinner. Which was just made everybody laugh. And then, you know, we had to explain to a couple of the high school kids really what he faced in everything that he was doing. So he was just such a gentleman, and it was a true, true honor for all of us that were there. So we're presenting this to the school so it can be hung with honor in his honor, as it should be.
Thank you very much. Would anyone else like to speak? No? Okay. Then we'll go on to the superintendent's information lines. Okay, a couple items here for your information. Item A is the Buckeye teacher classified staff in services this Friday, October 21st. There is no school for students. Staff will be reporting for their in-service. The item number B is the Buckeye levy. I just wanted to announce the Buckeye Local Schools has placed a renewal emergency levy on the ballot for November 8th, 2016. The levy is a 10-year renewal that brings in $3.2 million a year. The renewal of this levy will ensure that Buckeye schools maintain their current programming with no increase in taxes. Because this renewal levy will actually cost taxpayers less than when it was passed in 2012 based on the property value staying the same. I just wanted to remind everyone to vote on November 8th, 2016. The next section is our recognition of our students of the month. And following this presentation, we'll take a few minutes recess to allow our students who be dismissed if they like to go home and get some homework done. And we'll go ahead and have them come up as principals come on up to recognize their students. Mr. Finley, you're up.
I'm handed tonight. My student of the month is a 6th grade camp. I'm joining this last evening there. His name is Roman Chaniak. He's in Mrs. Johnson and Mrs. King's class. They describe Roman as an outstanding student. He's responsible, has excellent leadership skills, is confident, helpful, athletic. He's a friend to all of his classmates, and he's a very good role model. Roman always takes initiative as well. And by the way, Roman had the highest math score in last spring's Ohio Air Test for his entire class. We are very fortunate to have Roman in our school with intermediate ability.
I'm very proud to present Erin Hammond from Mrs. Bevington's second grade class, and Mrs. Bevington had this to say. Erin Hammond was selected as our class student of the month for September. He displays an enthusiasm for learning and is a great role model for his peers. Erin is always willing to help a classmate and goes out of his way to make sure all students are included in group activities. When it was announced that he was our student of the month, another classmate said, "He is kind and always wants to help me when I'm confused." Erin's eagerness to help others succeed has made him a wonderful asset to my class, and he's a wonderful asset to Buckeye Primary. Congratulations, Erin.
Buckeye Junior High would like to nominate Hunter Umst as our Student of the Month. Hunter has been amazingly helpful to others, in particular in math, where he helps others who struggle, and he does a great job with this. In language arts, he has worked really hard coming for help, and has done everything to raise his grade. And when he realized he needed the extra boost, and accepting the responsibility for seeking assistance from his teachers. That's something that not everybody always, at this age, is able to do. He is a role model for our students and leads by example. He is always aware of his grades, and he works to improve. When I had an opportunity to bring Hunter down and talk to him this past week, unfortunately, one of the very first things that he told me is he said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Flood, but I'm a Steelers fan." But he also did tell me right after that he's a Cavs fan, and I'm throwing this out there. I hope you're a Tribe fan. So, Hunter does play travel baseball for North Ohio Hurricanes, and he is also part of the 7th grade football team that is right now undefeated. They're having a great year, and he's an offensive, defensive line. And one day, Hunter would like to play Division I football or baseball, where he'd like to go to Penn State. And if he doesn't have the opportunity to play football or baseball, he would like to become an insurance agent or an orthodontist.
It's my honor to introduce to you tonight Melissa Motz. Melissa is ranked second in her class with a 4.5 grade point average. She works at Oliver Signs with her best friend and will attend college next year to pursue a nursing degree. She is Secretary of the National Honor Society, and this will be her second year as Secretary of Student Council and Chairperson of HUDO. She is also a member of Project CARE and Students Against Disruptive Decisions. She lettered and received the Boosters Top Scholar Award in track, both her freshman and sophomore year. Her dedication to school shows through her perfect attendance for 3 years now. And most importantly, Melissa, if you go to the football games and you see Bucky the Buck dancing around, so, congratulations, Melissa. I'd also like to recognize Ray Meyer. Ray is ranked 6th in the senior class out of 192 students with a GPA of 4.41. He has a 3-year varsity letter in cross country and a 1-year letter in track. He's been in many extracurricular activities such as 4-H, Boy Scouts, SAD, HUDO, and NHS. He is currently Buckeye High School's NHS president, National Honor Society president. He's the senior patrol leader of his Boy Scout troop and has nearly completed his Eagle Scout project as well. At the end of his high school career, he will have attained over 550 service hours. In 2014, he was elected to the Boy Scouts Order of the Arrow program that does community service for scouting itself. In 2015, he was selected by his fellow Boy Scouts to attend National Youth Leadership Training. This summer, he was selected by Medina County to attend Buckeye Boy State, which is a mock government program that teaches youth about politics and government functions. In January of this year, he was accepted into the Naval Academy's summer seminar which has a 13% acceptance rate. Just this morning, he was nominated by Buckeye for the Ohio Department of Education's U.S. Presidential Scholars Program. And after graduation, he hopes to attend the United States Naval Academy and be commissioned as an officer in the United States Navy, where he plans to become a fighter pilot. You don't have a whole lot going on. So, congratulations to Rick.
Okay, we will take a short break here, that those who did want to leave and do that. It is my understanding that there will be yard signs that will show up at schools, is that right? Or
They're at the board office
they're at the board office? No, we're talking about for students.
for students,
For
yes.
student month.
Yes.
So those of you students of the month will receive a yard sign put in your yard, and it should be coming to your school.
Within the week.
Okay. Well, we'll take just a couple minutes if anyone does want to leave at this time, but we do want to get some pictures before we leave. So, if the students would please